quick PSA to so-called Americans and so-called Canadians. As you go through these times where your rights and protections are being stripped away if you're in the US, and in Canada, if you're feeling like, oh, we might be invaded, our lands might be occupied, our economy might be controlled. I want you all to take that with a grain of salt and think about history. But, huge but, and the history of the land and what you all did to be settlers in the United States or Canada. Also think about like modern history, current events, what's going on right now. But, in a big but, not in a way that compares yourself and says, oh, we're also suffering. Oh, we're also suffering. We're suffering like the First Nations, Indigenous people did. We're suffering like the Blacks did. We're suffering like the Palestinians. You're not. You're not. You're not. But the monster you created, settler colonialism, is now coming to eat you. It's begun. It's begun. Your feet have been chewed off. And that snake is going to eat the rest of you. And you can try to fight to go back to where, like, only the snake was only licking your soles of your feet, you know, and it was a cute pet snake that you created and it was just licking your feet. You can fight to go back to that, but it's never happening. It's not. There's no going back. Now that the rights of settlers, now that the occupation of settlers is possible, now you've got to that point in settler colonialism where you just can't, like, you've worn out the people you're oppressing and it's time to oppress your own in order to grow the oppression and the capital it creates. You cannot fight to save Canada or the United States. If that's your fight, you've learned nothing. You're still the white pilgrim settler who I wish had been burned at the stake instead of the witches. If you think the solution is fight to save Canada or the United States, it's over. Your moral responsibility to the world, not just to Indigenous people, not just to Black people, to the world, is to understand that everything that is happening is the karma you deserve as settler colonialism, and the only way out of it is for something completely new, and that is decolonization. Not backwards. We haven't had decolonization before. I mean, it was attempted, but I'm going to call it failed, and I think those who lived through it would say, yeah, it's failed. Don't do what we did. It didn't work out all that well for us. We still had all the Americans colonizing us in new ways, so don't decolonize like we did. And we're not going to. We need real decolonization of this globe. That's what needs to happen. And as the machine of settler empire hurts even you white people, it is your moral responsibility to not fight for the same bullshit. Because it's only going to save you. The rest of us have already been eaten. Completely. You need to flay this snake open. Kill it. Flay it open. Let us all escape and let us decide what's coming next. That's what needs to happen. Stop fighting to save America and Canada because they're what created this whole giant mess on the globe in the first place. Thank you.